So since red lipstick is somewhat of an iconic symbol of glamour, I figured it was absolutely necessary for me to make a video entirely dedicated to red lipstick. And especially because I personally have such a love for red lipstick. I wear red lipstick every day and it has become somewhat of an addiction. I can't go anywhere without red lipstick, and I wear red lipstick at home and all the cliches. I just adore red lipstick, and I know a lot of women are the same. So this video is entirely an ode to red lipstick. I will discuss some fun little pieces of information about red lipstick, as well as why red lipstick is so important to me and so many women. And also I want to just eradicate those myths that red lipstick doesn't suit you. If you're a woman who believes that red lipstick doesn't suit you, you obviously just haven't found your perfect red lip shade, and that's understandable because it is quite difficult to find your perfect red lip shade because there are so many out there and it's kind of confusing, especially when considering your coloring and your undertone and all those things. It can be quite confusing and sometimes it just doesn't make sense and you're left feeling like a clown when wearing red lipstick. And so the most important thing I would say in wearing red lipstick is that it feels comfortable on you and it feels like the most natural thing in the world. If it feels forced or awkward, or if you feel like it's too bold on you, then it will come across. You will look a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit off. It's supposed to enhance your features and brighten your face and make your teeth look whiter. So if any of those things are being brought down because you've put red lipstick on, then you've simply just not worn the correct shade for you. So why is red lipstick so powerful? Why is it something that makes us feel confident and also something that symbolizes the femme fatale, the seductress, something that symbolizes sexiness on a woman, right? Red lipstick kisses on things are very often used to sort of symbolize that femininity and seductiveness, and it's definitely something that is an inherent feeling, but it also inspires feelings in other people as well, because red is a very intense color and psychologically it does make people drawn to it and it makes people feel a certain way. Apparently, it's even something that makes you appear like a more competent candidate in a job interview. So maybe it could be a good idea to wear red lipstick in a job interview to see, does that make you appear more competent to the interviewer, and also maybe it'll give you a little bit of confidence yourself. So red lipstick is definitely something that it gives you confidence and it makes you feel really beautiful when you find that shade for you. So coming back to the coloring and the shading, right? Like, how do we figure out what the perfect red lip shade is for us? Because there are so many out there, and I personally have tried on so many red lipsticks as well that just bring all my features down and don't make me look good whatsoever. So I get it, I totally understand, and it's not as easy as just looking at your undertone, right? Because when I look at my veins, for example, they're blue. So that would suggest in the color undertone test that I have a cool undertone. And I do like wearing a lot of cool undertoned things, but I find that on my lips for lipstick, it definitely doesn't work for me. Some cool undertoned lipsticks work for me, but they have to be only slightly cool. If they are a completely cool undertone, then it just looks completely off on me. But on the other hand, warm undertones, orangey shades, they kind of make my features pop and make me look so much better and brighter. And so that's a really good indication. If you look brighter and your skin looks luminous and your eyes look beautiful and everything is just lifted, it's a very intuitive thing. You can definitely see it when you have the rest of your makeup done and you're looking at the coloring of your hair and your eyes and your skin and you put that red lipstick on. That luminous effect will immediately come. It will immediately take effect when the shade is a great match for you. And so it's very hard to know when you just put it on your skin or you just look at your undertone, because that's not necessarily going to translate into that feeling you get when you put the lipstick on. And I think that's the most important and sort of transformational thing about wearing red lipstick is the feeling it gives you. And if it's giving you that feeling, it's giving other people that feeling as well. And that's why it's like a little feminine superpower that we have, this red lipstick. It can inspire great feelings in yourself and in others. And so once you have that, you'll know. Once you get the feeling, you'll know. It's just like love. When you know, you know. You don't have to ask any questions. That's exactly the case with red lipstick. And just like love, it might be a little bit complicated to find your perfect red lip shade as well. So I would suggest, this is a color recommendation that I would suggest for you, just because it is the most universally flattering and it's an amazing place to start, is MAC's Ruby Woo. This lipstick is considered by many makeup artists to be a pure red, or the closest to pure red that any red lipstick can get. It has been used on red carpets on so many different celebrities, ranging from Rihanna to Angelina Jolie, and I know Dita Von Teese also likes this shade. So it has been used by so many women who have different colorings, and it just works. And I gotta say, when I first got Ruby Woo and tried it on myself, I fell completely in love. It instantly gave me that feeling that let me know that this was a red lipstick that I'm gonna have in my collection forever. And so if you are looking for a red lipstick to try, this is the one, because I'm not the only one, right? There's a lot of women who have got that special red lipstick feeling when they've put Ruby Woo on. Ruby Woo just has that color, right? It's a perfect red. It's a bright red, so it's a really glam red, but it's also very wearable. It's something that feels natural and normal on the lips. It doesn't look too much or too crazy. It's just a beautiful, bright and brightening red. It does have a slight cool tone to it, but it's only very, very slightly. As I said, anything with a pure cool tone doesn't really suit me, so I wouldn't be recommending it if I thought it was purely cool toned, but it's definitely something that's quite neutral, so it would suit everybody. And the statistics prove it, right? Like, ever since it came out in the 90s, it's been MAC's most sold lipstick shade, so it's definitely something that a lot of women can also agree with me on. And then if you want to go a little bit darker than Ruby Woo, if you don't want a super bright red or you want a more winter type shade, then I would go for Russian Red. Russian Red is the sort of original Ruby Woo. Ruby Woo is made as a brighter version of Russian Red, but Russian Red is also quite universally flattering as well. Apparently Madonna used to wear this one, and so it is a really beautiful and really iconic red. And I think when you have a love for red lipstick shades, you want to have the most iconic ones in your collection, right? I have a little collection of red lipsticks, and it's mostly made up of MAC lipsticks because their reds are just unbeatable compared to all the other makeup brands out there. MAC really do amazing red lip colors, and so I will keep going back to them for red lip shades. But there are also some other really iconic and sort of historical lipsticks that I wanted to share with you, really old ones that are still really iconic to this day and might be able to help you in finding your perfect shade. So first I wanted to start off with Revlon's Fire and Ice. This one was created in 1952, and it was actually created by a founder of the company for his lover, Eartha Kitt. So it was created for an icon, so that's a great place to start. And it's also a very warm toned one, so it definitely does have an orangey color to it. If you can see it there, it is a little bit orange on the skin. So if you do have a little bit more of a warm undertone, or you have a feeling that warm colors kind of suit you on your lips, then I would suggest going for this one. But don't worry, I have a cool one as well for those cool undertoned ladies. But this one is such a great and iconic lipstick shade because when it first came out, the ad campaign was so beautiful and so iconic. And I really want to show you the ad here. I'm going to pop it up on the screen here so you can see how amazing it was. It was one of those ads that was quite different in the 50s because this ad was really all about the feeling, right? What it makes you feel as a woman, how it makes you feel powerful and what kind of woman wears fire and ice, right? It was about being a little bit dangerous and a little bit different. So the whole campaign behind it was very bold and exciting and sort of, you know, claiming the red lipstick as your own, it being something that gives you joy as a woman. It was just all about you being in your womanhood and enjoying an incredible red lipstick shade, Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice was also apparently worn by Audrey Hepburn in Funny Face. Fire and Ice was such an iconic lipstick that it even came with a questionnaire for ladies to see if they were the type of woman who could pull off fire and ice. And the questions went like this. Would you streak your hair with platinum without consulting your husband? Do you blush when you find yourself flirting? If you answered yes to 8 out of the 15 questions they gave you, then you were a woman who was ready to wear fire and ice. Then in 1953, Revlon released another lipstick called Cherries in the Snow, and this was a more raspberry pink kind of red. So I'll just put it on my hand here so you can compare Fire and Ice and Cherry in the Snow. You can see the difference there. Cherries in the Snow is very much more a raspberry color, of a pink. It has a pinkish tone, and Fire and Ice has a very orangey tone. So Cherries in the Snow, right? There seems to be a clue there in the name that this lipstick is really more suited towards pale girls. It really suits very, very light skin. In my last Bombshell Book Club video talking about Dita Von Teese's book, she even talks about how Cherries in the Snow was the first red lipstick that she tried on. So it was a very iconic lipstick and still remains a very iconic lipstick. Apparently even Sylvia Plath wore this lipstick. So if you like poetry, that's a really interesting little tidbit about this lipstick. Also, the fact that it's called Cherries in the Snow, it kind of suggests a more winter shade, or maybe that it's suited more to a winter color palette. So I know that that's not necessarily what they were going for, but when you think about Cherries in the Snow, the aesthetic, the whole aesthetic of the lipstick itself would kind of remind you of the winter coloring, the winter color palette. So maybe that's a little hint that if you do have winter coloring, then Cherries in the Snow might be suited to you. Back in the 50s, both of these lipsticks also came with a matching nail polish, and you can also get those today as well. And these are very affordable, by the way. So these two very iconic lipsticks I would highly recommend getting if you are a red lipstick lover. I definitely wear Fire and Ice more often, but I also like to wear Cherries in the Snow too. They're both beautiful lipsticks. They have very different colors, so they're very good for testing what your color palette is, right? What your leaning is. Are you more orangey toned reds or more purpley bluish raspberry toned red? So these are available on Amazon and they are very affordable, so I would highly recommend trying both Fire and Ice and Cherries in the Snow. So if you've ever seen a Marilyn Monroe movie, you know that in every single movie Marilyn is never seen without her red lipstick. Even when she's fast asleep or she's in the shower, she's still wearing red lipstick. And I think that just goes to show how iconic red lipstick was as part of her look, that she almost wouldn't be Marilyn Monroe if she didn't have the red lips. And a lot of iconic women are like that, right? Red lipstick is such a huge part of their look. And I think there's something to be said about that, that red lipstick is so special and so captivating. It's something so noticeable in someone that when a woman wears it, she immediately becomes known for it. Even modern icons like Taylor Swift wear red lipstick all the time. Red is just such a timeless shade. It's something that will never go out of style. You know, there was nude foundation lips and bright pink lips and all sorts of different trends, even in the 90s, really dark, grungy looks. But red lipstick is just such a timeless staple. And so if you don't like wearing red lipstick, I would just stress to you to at least try it, to at least explore it, because coming from me and coming from all of these other women who absolutely adore wearing red lipstick and the glamour of it all, I can promise you it will make you feel so good, so glamorous, and it will become addictive. And I'm sorry about that, but it will. You might start wearing red lipstick even when you're home alone. Betty Davis once said that she likes to wear red lipstick at home alone just because she feels absolutely naked without it. It's such a necessary part of who she is. How devastatingly glamorous it is to just wear red lipstick all the time for yourself, for nobody else, just to enjoy the pure glamour and beauty of it all. Look, obviously it's not that serious. If you don't like wearing red lipstick, that's totally fine. But I just wanted to broaden your perspective a little bit. Like maybe you just haven't found the perfect shade, and maybe when you do, you will get that feeling. You will get hooked on that feeling. And that's something that I find just so special about beauty and glamour and all of it. The artifice of glamour and how something like red lipstick can communicate and can really make you feel confident and completely transform a woman from a normal woman doing her makeup in the mirror to an absolute femme fatale bombshell. That's the power that red lipstick has. And I just don't think any other shade really compares. I don't think any other shade truly has that universal appeal and timeless power that red lipstick does. And so I will continue to wear and talk about red lipstick because it is honestly so special to me. It's something that means a lot to me. It's not just a lipstick shade. It's literally a lifestyle. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!